from the Baraka clan in the Philippines, in Canada, and Australia. Welcome to the broadcast. As the title says, this is going to be an interesting broadcast. We're going to try and do three things. Number one, we are going to be making a French green clay soap. Then we'll also be making a DIY mask. And then finally, we're going to cut our activated charcoal soap that we made on our last broadcast. Because I noticed that you guys haven't necessarily seen me make a activated charcoal or actually doing a cutting of the soap. So be sure. Oh, we got somebody checking in. Is that my girl Amelia? I think it is. It's always Amelia. Amelia always. Hello, Amelia from Texas. How are you? Thank you for joining the broadcast and saying hello all the way from the great state of Texas. Are you in Dallas or Houston? They're the only two places I know. Or San Antonio. That's three places I know in Texas. So if you are interested in seeing how to make your very own DIY soap, how we go about cutting this soap, how we go about making our own facial mask that is great for oily skin, Lakeisha. Why do I am Amelia Keisha in Katy, Texas? Yeah. Lakeisha, I would have never got that. I'm always looking at Amelia, and I always wanted my daughter's name to be Amelia. But my friend told me absolutely positively not because, whatever. But I'm glad I now know that your name is Lakeisha. So, if you guys are interested in seeing oh wow, the numbers have jumped. We're up to 37 people really quickly. If you have not said hello, what are you waiting for? You have got to say hello so that I know that you're here. And then also put a name in so I know who you are. And I'm not necessarily talking to myself. Drea is truly blessed. And yes, we do know that. Hello, Soap Nation, checking in. Very good to see all of you. So again, if you are just now coming on, be sure to click that like button, that subscribe button, that follow button, and most importantly, that share button. We love emojis because that lets whatever platform you're on know that, hey, we're kind of sort of enjoying what it is that we're seeing and we want to see more of it. And Mayreen is saying, oh, it's a lot of you. Sensory Flight from California. Miss Francis, birthday girl from yesterday. Hello. Oh, there you go. Mary is saying hi. Big Jack. I'm assuming you're tall. Not short. Maybe. Maybe not. Hello, Jack. How are you? And then we have Dr. Vanessa checking in saying hi. And hey, beautiful. Good to see you. It's Sammy. Long time. Very long time. Evie, hello. Very good to see you as well. So, guys, I am very excited, especially because Evie is here. Evie was one of my original mentors when I joined the organization that I work at. And so now, like, the pressure is on for me to kind of show her what it is that I do here on these live streams. Miss Francis with the present. So you're tall, Jack. I'm assuming you're very, very tall. Okay, so let me do a quick check. And while I do my check, I'm going to give you guys a really quick video. Stick around. It's just so that I can make sure that we've landed. All right, so we are now back. We are unmuted as well. I'm doing great. Okay, so we got a vote of approval. I'm coming to the page so that I can make it's a little bit of a delay. So let me share my own broadcast, guys. Here we go. Right post, and we're going to make it public. There's no need in making it private. So as you can see, I have got a ton of stuff, and you can't even see it all. Sakai. Haven't seen you in a long while. Well, I'm glad you could come in and see us today. How about that? Very happy to have you here. So let me see. I think we're going to put your comments right up here so you guys can be right on screen with me. Hey, Allie, how are you? Joanne is checking in saying, hey, girl, hey. How you doing? Very happy to have you here. So if you don't know who I am and you've never been on a broadcast with me, I am Zakia Ringgold. I own and operate naturalsoapbyzakia.com. And I also have an online school where I teach you, no matter where you are in the world, how to make your own handcrafted natural soap from scratch, where you choose all of the ingredients, all of the scents, so that you are controlling your own skincare as well as those of your family. And tonight, I'm very excited because we got quite a bit to do. Number one, if you were here for our last broadcast, we made this amazing activated charcoal soap, which has tea tree essential oil in there. Let me pull that down. This has tea tree essential oil, and then we also had Paige do her own little design on the top. So we're going to get a chance to cut this down, which is pretty interesting. We're also going to be making a facial soap. Now, the reason why this is a facial soap is we are going to be incorporating some French green clay. And French green clay is naturally absorbent, so it helps to pull toxins from the skin without being too harsh on the skin. This is perfect if you have teenagers who have overactive hormones right about now, because it will pull those toxins to the surface without any harsh chemicals. Hello, Jamil. How are you? And I think I saw Yolanda share the broadcast, or she's even hosting a watch party, which is always fantastic. But Jamil, very good to see you and very good to have you here. I'm not sure that we have actually landed on YouTube. So let me just do a quick check. My channel. Bam. Yes, it did land on YouTube. All right, so we are everywhere. No matter where you are, again, I'm going to ask that you click that follow, like, subscribe, and share button, depending on where you are. It's different depending on the platforms. So the first thing we're going to do is make this soap, because the soap ain't going to make itself. This recipe will be available on the Baraka page, guys. So tonight, make sure that you look for that link if you want to make this yourself at home, which you most certainly can do. So I have already measured out all of our oils. They are here waiting for us to do something fantastical with them. We already have our lye solution created, which is why we are wearing our goggles and our gloves, preferably having on long sleeves, but I have on my lab jacket. My lab jacket, which makes me feel like I'm kind of sort of a chemist or a scientist or just a soap maker. Doesn't really matter, but that's what we got going on. So we're going to go ahead and pour this in like so, and you're going to watch alchemy happen right before your beautiful eyes. Right there. Who knew? Who knew that social media could be so educational yet entertaining? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly stir this with my stick blender. I just wanted to do that for effect. I just wanted to do that for effect. Now let's watch. That's the magic right there. Now, I don't want to blend this too much because you guys know I always go to the point of no return where we can't return and we're like, Zakia, I'm not really sure if that's what we should have did. So I'm going to stop stick blending it at this point. I did not check the temperature. It already looks a little thick, so I probably could have stopped a little sooner. This is a very small batch, a 2-pound batch of soap that we are making, and I'm going to go in with my spatula and stir it a little more just to make sure that we don't end up with a false trace. So we're giving a little stir. Now, can you guys still hear and see me okay? Because it looks like everything has kind of stopped. Hammer time. Every time you see me, the hammer's just so hype. Now, what I'm going to be doing is a technique that I learned when I was at a gathering. Marcia, good to see you. Very nice to have you here. Very nice to have you here. I would pull you up, but my hands are a little bit tied. And so this is a technique that I learned when I went to the Pittsburgh Soap Makers Gathering, because we want to use all natural colors in here. So we want to make sure that we are only using our clay. So this is the French green clay here. And I'm going to just kind of As you can see, it's a very, very fine powder. So not only does it have those cleansing properties for the skin, let me see if I put it here, you'll see it. Yes, I still can see you. West Hill, good to see you. So not only does it have those cleansing properties for the skin, it's also a very fine powder that's going to give us a green color for the soap. We're watching the video. Hey, Alima, how are you? But yeah, like you can watch the video on YouTube. I'm here. Talk to me. I want to talk to Samson and all that other stuff. All right, so we have stirred it. It's a pretty good consistency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the clay. I guess we'll go ahead and add our scent in. Now, the scent that you have on the recipe is only going to be tea tree oil. But this one has a blend of grapefruit. It's pink grapefruit. And then it also has some lavender in there. And that's just because I like that blend together. But again, for the skin benefits, if you want to just have something for cleansing of the skin, I would stick with just the tea tree. But I wanted something a little extra. So I went ahead and we added that in, and we want to just make sure it's incorporated very well. It's really slow on the TV. I got my goggles down like somebody's grandma. You ever see somebody with their glasses on and they're at the tip of their nose? Like, you know that's really not protecting anything, right? That's really not protecting anything if your glasses are all the way down here. So make sure if you are wearing your goggles that they're actually covering your eyeballs. So yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know. If you guys don't know, you can actually watch me on TV. If you have a smart TV, you can watch YouTube on the television, so you're not looking at me on this really teeny tiny screen. And even on Facebook, you can watch me on the television so that you can continue to scroll social media while also supporting Live Soap School. All right, so we have that mixed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and add in our clay. But we're not going to add it into the mixture. What we're going to do is we're going to put in all of the clay that we're going to use into this bowl here. And I think we'll go with 2.5 teaspoons. Face behind the button. See, everybody gonna let me be behind the button. Yolanda comes in like Zakiya. If you want us to see you, move yourself. Darn it, it won't let me. Hold on, let me come over here. Are we locked? I can't fix it. Here, we'll do this. Boom. Let's remove it and add it and drag it. I can't move it. I can't move it. Yes, we are watching you on TV. Hey, Mom, look. I'm on TV. Hey, Mom, look. I'm on TV. Hey, Dooney, good to see you. All right, so we have our clay. Because I did have somebody on my YouTube channel like, girl, you do talk too much. Just get to the soap making. This ain't that type of broadcast. We don't just get to the soap making. I like to talk to you so you can talk to me. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pour some of our batter right into that clay. And that's going to be the darkest of our soap. You guys see that? And I'm going to take our little whisk and get that blended nicely right in there. And you can see it's changing the color drastically. With the real good. Now I will need to grab my stick blender because we do want that fully incorporated. We don't want like little particles, although it wouldn't hurt anything, but we just want a uniformity. It'll also give a really nice speckle to the soap. And I'm going to get rid of my picture because if you guys can't see me, there's no need in me being there. Let's say minus. Okay. Your phone is acting up. These phones be acting up. That is a song, but they don't say phones. They say something else. But this is a PG-13 broadcast, so we won't repeat it here. But just know there is another saying for these. Something begins with an H, ends with an S. All right. We're going to blend that in very well. Oh, you could see me. Oh, it's just Facebook because of where they have that live button. And that's probably very loud in your ear. I do apologize. Once again, I am wishing I had just a taste of smell-o-vision. It was a cute little circle with you. I could see it. All right, so I'll bring it back on. Because, you know. Oh, actually, it's slow on the phone. Darn it! Internet gods, we need you to act right. Get a little bit of act right up in your system. Please and thank you. All right, so I'll bring myself back. Bring it back one time. Bring it back. Bring it back one time. Bring it back. All right. So we have that. We're going to slowly and gently pour in our first layer of the French green clay facial soap. Now, as we go to add in additional layers, the color is naturally going to lighten because we're not going to add any additional color. Loving me for life. I'm loving your name for life. It's pretty cool. Hey, West Hill, you saw me talk about bring it back one time, bring it back. Got my island vibe still going. So we're going to go ahead and add in some more color. But as you can see, it's going to lighten up because we don't have that original shade in there. So it's going to bring it up. This is how we're going to get a faux ombre effect in our soap without adding any new color. Now, if I see that we don't have enough color, I'm gonna fake the ombre and add a little more of the clay. Hey, Marcel, New Media TV is here. Good to see you, my friend. All right, so here we go with this one. So as you can see, this is a lighter shade of green. You brought it back 2 times. Bring it back 1 time. Bring it back. What? All right, let me stop. All right. So now we'll go with our next layer, which is this one here. And we're hoping that it doesn't necessarily pierce through, but it may, which would be okay. Oh no. I just want you to see that it's just a little bit lighter. A little bit of a different contrast. And we're just going to go back and forth. Back, forth and forth. 20 points for whoever knows what song that is referencing. Let me see you go back, forth and alright. Wanna see you go. Who knows that song? Come on. I know you know it. I know there's a little bit of a delay. This Friday, and I'm ready to slang. Pick up my girls and hit the party sing. Who knows that song? I'm not singing no more. We got that. It's a nice and creamy. Elite, full of wisdom. You are fully correct. All right. So we got that. We're going to pat it. And now we're going to add some more of our original soap batter. But no more color. Aaliyah. Yes, I can't wait to see the finished product. It's going to be so beautiful. It is going to be so beautiful. So we're doing the same process all over again here, guys. I'm going to take our little whisk, get that incorporated, get some of that clay coming on up. Yes, you guys got it. Let me see. Who were our winners? Suds and Satan. First of all, let's talk about your name. Alima says, looks delicious. Suds and Satan came in first with, Full of Wisdom came in first with our girl Aaliyah. West Hill knew who it was. Loving me for life with all the support. Thank you very much. West Hill, I'm cracking him up. I'm a part-time comedian when I'm not making soap. All of the texting is Eli. What's up, Eli? I miss you, man. Suds, I was lost. You didn't know who it was, Marcia. If I had pearls, I would clutch them. So I'm just stirring it up. Now, we're almost very close to our yellow. I'm gonna give a faux appearance of our clay, guys. Just a faux. I'm gonna add a little more of the green because I don't want it to be that yellow until I get to the top layer. It's suds and satin. Like, look, ma'am, learn how to read. It's not Satan, it is satin. My bad. I'm imagining you do something with suds, which makes you a very cool person on the broadcast. All right, so we're going to add this green in. Just a little bit. Mix her up, mix her up, mix her up. All right, I'm going to grab my stick blender one more again for good measure so that we don't have any excess. We don't want any excess going on. And I don't know why I keep going with this stupid stick blender, because sometimes it just doesn't want to. It has a whole lot of act wrong. No act right. Like, you know we live. It's light enough. And then our last color will be our original color of the soap. And as you can see, the clay is naturally coloring the soap. They're like, get it right. Well, yes, that's what they said. Like, no. Ain't nobody over here talk about that guy. Talk about satin, which makes you feel good. You get two completely different pictures when you say satin versus Satan. So I'm glad you let me know. Like, no, that's not the kind of party we're talking about. All right. That's blended. We're going to add that on. And as you can see, as soon as we start to pour it, there's going to be a marked difference in those shades. But just a little bit. Not too much, so it'll be a subtle, subtle ombre that we get. And it's all coming from the French green clay and just allowing it to naturally change color from the clay. And I don't know if you all can tell the consistency of this, but this is some creamy soap that we got going on here. This is some creamy soap that we got going on right about here. All right, let me grab our spat. No. That'll give me a little bit of a... I'll get a little bit of a swirl if I leave just that little bit. So I'm going to take our spatula and just make sure it's all even. Even Steven. Or Stephanie. Okay. Looking good in the neighborhood. That's going to be real. I think so too, Lakeisha. And here I just been using my hand blender to make smoothies. See what I'm saying? There's so much more you can do with it. Everything that I'm using right now comes from the kitchen. Everything is going to be Eli. I agree, Eli. Every single thing. So now we're going to go with our lightest shade, which is the original color of the soap. So I'm not even going to pour that into the batter. I'm going to pour that right on the top. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to use some of that original color to make a little bit of a swirl and texture pattern on the top of the soap. Now, unfortunately, this mixing bowl is pretty large, so it covers the soap pretty much. Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Somebody look at this. 20 points. Who knows that reference? Somebody look. I'll tell you, he is originally from Philadelphia. He's hella funny. And he has several comedy specials. You'll get 20 golden soap bubbles if you know the reference. Somebody look at us. Nobody knows. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Thank you guys for tapping that screen. I'm seeing some kind of emoji. I think we're up to 14 million of you guys tapping that screen over there on Twitter. So thank you for that. You guys on the other platforms don't necessarily click those buttons as much, but where we originated from. That's kind of what we did. That's our thing. So we're going to go ahead and add in our green, which is just a little bit, it's not enough of a difference. So I'm going to add a little more clay in here to get a little bit more of a difference. Oh, all of you that are liking, I'm seeing it. Kevin Hart! Yes! Bernie Mac, did Bernie Mac say it too? He probably did. He was probably the originator. Let's see. West Hill, wrong. Parrish got it. Yolanda got it too. It was the original Mr. Kevin Hart himself when he was doing one of his stand-ups. It might have been all right. It was one of them. So I'm going to fake it, add a little more of this green, and I'm okay with a little bit of that. Oh, you can't see it. A little bit of that speckle effect. Come on, focus. Focus, man. Tell Styles to holla at me, man. Who knows that reference? It depends. He'd be like, I'm focused, man. Tell Styles to holla at me, man. All right. So we're going to leave some of that because then that'll add some additional elements. That was a wild guess on my part. Well, thank you for participating. You didn't have to, but you did. All right, so let's get some of this darker green on the top as well. It's not really darker, but that's okay. And as you can see, this recipe behaves beautifully. We do make a mess all over the table, which is why we have these disposable tablecloths. 50 Cent, you are too funny. Hilarious. 50 Cent. Hey, lady, it's been a minute. Hey there, Candy. Good to see you. Thank you for checking in on this fabulous Thursday right before Labor Day. Who's excited about the kids going back to school? I know some of you are in the South, so your kids have been in school. Our kids go back next week. Let's just say I'm like this. Countdown. Thank you to all the teachers on the feed. If you know a teacher, hug a teacher today because they are kind of sort of setting us free for a little bit. All right, guys. So that is the making of that. I'm going to let that get a little bit thicker before I go in with my spoon. I'm also going to add some of that lighter color right there on the top. Like that. And then we're going to go ahead and cut our activated charcoal soap. And that's the one that we made last week. Now, activated charcoal is another, looks like icing. Buttercream, baby. But it's lather cream. Get it? Mine is off of French immersion. Ooh. Are they in France? All right, I got to clean this up a little bit. It's kind of annoying me. Let's just wipe her down. But this is a disposable tablecloth. So what I did from our last broadcast is I turned the bad boy over. I was about to throw it away. I said, well, wait a minute. Let's think about that. Instead of wasting another one, turn it over, wipe her down, and look at that, good as new. Oh wait, I'm late. Our kids went back 2 weeks ago. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. All right, so we now have this here. We're going to let this get a little bit harder so that when I use my spoon, I can get various textures. And oh, you're in oh, she's in she or he. All right, mine is off on French immersion. All right, let's catch up what you guys are saying. Alima is hungry because she gave us all the desserts with her emojis, which we're appreciating. I do need to give my obligatory Soapers general warning. This is soap. You cannot, shall not, will not eat it, but it's great for the skin. It is food for the skin, but it's definitely not edible. If you've ever had your mouth washed out with soap, it tastes the same. It'll look 10 times better than most soap that you've ever had. It'll smell probably better, but when you put it in your mouth, it's the same kind of stuff. Loving Me for Life. Your kids went back 2 weeks ago. West Hill with the yes. Yes. That's one of my favorite emojis. Oh, wait. No. Alima, you're a teacher. You can't be late. You cannot be late. It's, in Canada, they can go to French immersion from grade 1. Wow. That's amazing. Like, our kids typically take Spanish. And that's the extent. In Latin and sometimes French, but not immersion, depending on the school they go to. All right, so this is a individual soap cutter. I have shown you guys, there are so many options I got to get rid of my picture though, because I know that's blocking it. It's Eli. Eli, stop it. I'm getting confused. I forgot. You did tell me. Never mind. Doesn't matter. So I have shown you several options for cutting your soap. This is yet another one if you want to cut individual bars. The only thing is you do need to make some kind of marking on the inside so that you know the sizes. So this one did go through partial gel, and let me show you. See how we have like that little circle on the bottom? That means that the outside right here, and I kind of beat it up when I took it out of the mold, but the outside got cooler before the inside was able to. It's still a great bar. It's only aesthetic, but sometimes you'll notice those rings inside the bar as well as on the outside of the bar. And that's because I did not cover the soap. So we're going to take that. We're going to grab our little knife, which is this one here, and we're going to slice it down just like butter. Now the problem is your girl can't see her daggone marking. So it may or may not be even. And then we slice it down. Hopefully. Push her. Oh, it's not all the way down. And then when we pull it up, take it off the knife, there is the inside. You see how we have that little ring on the inside? That would be considered a partial gel. Sometimes it'll even itself out, otherwise it'll just stay that way. It kind of looks like the moon in the middle of your bar. So that's the bar that we got, and we'll just continue to do the same thing for the remainder. Man, I need a better marking on this thing. And you're going to see why I prefer one particular cutter over another as we continue to cut this down. There's that one. And then there's both sides. There's our little ring. And in soap making, we say we meant it to be that way. We meant it to be that way. I wanted that to happen. But sometimes it just does what it wants. All right. That's a little big. So if you saw our broadcast where we were making the activated charcoal and tea tree, this is the cutting of that. And what we'll do is we will allow this to cure out. This will probably take about 3 weeks to cure. This will take about 3 weeks. That's when all of the excess water is going to come out of this bar and we'll be able to use it. Now we could use it right now. That's not to say that we can't use it. It's just that it'll last longer if we allow it to cure. Great broadcast. Oh, thank you. And then there's that one. That ring is bigger. Look at that. I like it. It's giving it some character. That one's a little bit bigger. So as you can see, when you're freehanding it, if you don't pay very close attention, you may not get uniform size bars. So the other cutters that I have, where it's a multi-bar cutter, you just put it in one time and it slices it all down. Hey, Laura! It slices it all down. But this one, because I'm doing each one individually, they're pretty similar, but I think somebody who gets this bar will be a little bit happier than somebody who gets that bar. It's a little bit different, a little different size. Let's pull that up so you can see it. And we should get the last two here. And that's that one. And that one. How much is that? The bars of soap, these are the activated charcoal soap. They're available on my website and they're $9. If you're talking about the soap cutter, I paid $25 for this one when I was at a soap conference. But there's so many options. There are so many options. I make and sell and I teach. I'm like a triple threat. Let me come here. I knew that was the case. That's very reasonable. Soaps. Okay, so Alliance. Lovely show today, Zakia. And we're not done. There's more. We still have to texture the top, and I'm going to show you all how to make your own facial mask with some clay. So, Alliance asked a very interesting question, which tells me that you probably haven't been on my broadcast before, which means I probably need to tell you I'm always wanted to make soap. You've inspired me. Well, Lakeisha, let me pause for the cause and tell you guys. So I have been making soap for 4 years now. I got started as a hobby. It was just something for me to do and express my creativity. And I started by live streaming my hobby. And what happened was I started getting a lot of people watching as I was making my products. And my store launched in 2016. That very first week that I launched my store, we shipped over 100 orders in that first week. Since my store has been open, we have now shipped our products to over 17 countries and all over the United States. So not only do I make my soap, I do it live, I sell it online, and then I also teach people in various methods. So the one method is through the new Soap Makers Cookbook series, which are these books here. So I published all 3 of these books, and these teach you how to make your own soap from scratch. So this one here is the new Soap Makers Cookbook, Ingredients for Success. This kind of walks you through some of the main stumbling blocks that most new soap makers deal with and how you avoid them when you're first getting started. My second book in that series is this one here. This is Making Cold Processed Soap from Scratch without all the fluff, guys. And I can tell you that because I have read over 75 books on soap making. Not only have I read them, I'm also a certified soap maker. And after I read those books, I said, you know what? There's a way that you can do this without all that extra. And that's where this book came in. This is the new Soap Makers Cookbook, Making Cold Processed Soap from Scratch. You learn about the supplies, the ingredients, the tools, the steps, and recipes that work so you're not wasting money. And then the last book in this series is all about the recipes. I am a plant-based vegan soap maker. I'm not vegan, but my soap is. So this goes over 15 recipes to make your own soap from scratch using all plant-based ingredients. And so all 3 of these are available by going to bit.ly/soap books. They're available on Amazon as well as my website, and they're available in PDF and paperback format. So whichever way you want it. Any way you want it, that's the way you get it. All your books are great. I love them. I'm going to get your books. They are on my website as well, but if you want to immediately download it, Amazon is the way to go. Marcia, no way. I've been watching you that long. Wow, time has passed. And the last thing, we have an online school. In my full-time job, I actually build online courses. So people who didn't just want a book, who didn't just want the videos, they wanted to interact with me. I have an online school at livesoapschool.com. You can get more information. All right. Awesome. Amelia. Yes, I remember it's Eli. We have the French green facial soap recipe on the blog, guys. It is live, and you can get it right there. All right, so we have made our French green clay bar soap, which is this one right here. Now, you can't see it now, but you can kind of sort of see where the color was changing as we were pouring it. And now what we need to do is actually get us a little spoon. I don't think I'm going to get us a spoon. I'm going to use our, I'm going to use our little whisk tool and just give us a little bit of a design on the top. So shall we? Yes, we shall. Now, I don't need gloves on at this point because I won't be touching the soap. So, let me switch you guys over. Bam. Hopefully the lighting situation will get a little better. Focus. Focus. It won't focus. Lower the banner. Which banner? Is it still there? There shouldn't be any banners on the screen right now. Hopefully you're only seeing the soap. So I'm going to take our... No, it's not going to do what I thought it was going to do. I think I'm getting more soap on the whisk than actually getting a design on the inside. That's not what we want. Looks lovely. I'm almost tempted to leave it and let it do its thing, but you know, can't do that. Hopefully I have a spoon in here. No spoon? Well, isn't that a bunch of crap? Okay, guys, I gotta go grab a spoon. You bring it down. Looks lovely. I am so proud of you. Business grew so much, and I love your soaps. Prince collection was my first buy. That was our icon collection, Marcia. That was our very first. That launched us into the stratosphere. Hold on, I'm gonna go grab us a spoon, guys. Let's see. Can you guys still hear me okay? I'm hoping the answer to that is yes. All right. So we're going to just take our spoon and get a little bit of a texture. This is completely up to you when you do this. This is just the simplest way to get some kind of a design on the top of your soap. And we just take the spoon and kind of make waves going down the side. And then we do the same thing right down the middle. And there we have our French green soap. Gorgeous, loud and clear. We can hear you. All right. So that's our French green soap. Here is our activated charcoal and tea tree soap from our other broadcast. But now it's time for a little bit of a bonus, guys. Not only have I been studying soap making, I've also been playing around with a little bit of herbalism. And everybody likes to have some kind of a face mask. And this is a very simple one. This one, I'm going to be using our infused mint oil right here. This is a combination of spearmint. It's that easy. Bam. Shadam down. Very easy. So this is infused olive oil. It has spearmint in here. It has pineapple mint, and it also has strawberry mint. So the color doesn't come across. Let me see. Yeah, you can't see it. And we're going to mix that with our little bit of clay that we have left over. So what we'll do is we'll take, let's see, 1 teaspoon of the clay. A good teaspoon. Look at that. Look at that. I measured that almost to perfection. Almost, not quite. And now we're going to take some of our infused mint olive oil. Now you can see that color. It's beautiful. Beautiful. I just want you to know. All right, so here we go. We're going to take a couple of those. Get it in there. Now, if you don't have some infused olive oil, you can certainly just use olive oil. You can use any oil that you have that is light, that will not clog your pores. So I didn't count those. I'll come back on the replay to get the exact number. I used our little mini whisk. So this is what we have. So I'm going to take this little spatula and I'm going to mix that in together so that we get a nice paste for our clay. Now, this is a way that you can exercise a little bit of self-care at home, and it's very simple to do. You get yourself some French green clay. You can get any kind of clay. It just depends on your skin type. Different clays work for different skin types. This French green clay is best for normal to oily skin. If you have dry skin, this is actually going to absorb some. It smells amazing special. It really does. Now, I probably didn't need as much of that oil because we want it to be a nice consistency so it's not like falling off of our face. But if you have dry skin, like really, really dry skin, this isn't the clay that you want to use because it pulls the moisture. It pulls any excess moisture. And if you have dry skin, that's not what you want. So I'm going to get the rest of that clay in there. Just like that. And that'll thicken it up just enough. And we could actually use a little bit more because I want it to be thicker. And if you don't have an oil, you can also use an apple cider vinegar for your facial mask. And this is all it takes, guys. You don't need a whole lot. I am going to grab just a little more of the clay because I want it to be a thicker consistency. But that's enough to cover your face. But it's all about the consistency that you want. So go a little bit lighter. Go a little bit lighter as you are putting the clay, the oil, or the wetting agent. And yes, we are going to apply our facial mask on this broadcast. I guess you would need about 3 teaspoons. So we're going to get the beneficial properties of our infused oil along with those properties of the clay. Probably 4 teaspoons. I'll get back to you down the road. My hubby is taking me and our grands to the movie. Oh, enjoy the movie, Paris. Thank you for checking in and joining in. Okay, now this will be the consistency we're after. And if you are into aromatherapy and there's a particular essential oil that you like, definitely add that in, but just make sure you have put it in a carrier oil, not directly. Never thought about using oils. You can use raw apple cider vinegar as well. So then what you do, we're going to switch you guys over. All right, I can get rid of our goggles. Hey everybody, I am the voice behind the hands here. And so what we have done is we have made our own French green clay, and it's a beautiful color. Look at that color. Fabulous. We've made our own French green clay. Now, if you are attempting to practice some form of self-care, facial masks are a great way to do it. The thing is, after you apply your facial mask, you don't want to just be sitting there and then it's just pulling down on your skin. The best thing after you apply your facial mask is to relax. Lay down and let it pull what it's going to pull and keep it going. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger. You guys are going to be my mirror. And then I'm going to just apply the mask right on my face. And this feels heavenly. So if you can't afford, and if you guys could smell the mint. Another thing about the green clay is it encourages the blood circulation. So that encourages healing of the skin. So what we're doing is we're just applying the mask, just a very thin coat. Now, if I would have used more of the clay, it would be a thicker consistency, but that's not necessarily what we wanted. We wanted a nice, thin layer. So we're getting all of the benefits from our infused oils, as well as those benefits from, oh, and I wish you guys, you know how I normally say, I wish you guys could smell it. I wish you guys could feel it. Let's go to that side. And be careful around your eyes, of course. And you see how I'm applying it just in a circular pattern. And there we have a handmade, homemade French green clay facial mask. So you guys got some soap. You guys got some self-care. You also saw how we cut our soap, and you also so deep in a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I'm Zakia Ringgold of naturalsoapbyzakia.com, saying good night to all of you in Soap Nation. I'm going to go and relax after this broadcast, layer down for about 15 minutes, and then I'm going to just wash this off. If you want it, you could put your head over a steam bath and allow that to go into your skin as well. I'm just going to lay down, relax after this broadcast, and in about 15 minutes, I'll wash this off my face and I will be refreshed. All right, guys, have a great night, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.